5 years ago, when I was 25 years old, I made a video for my 30-year-old self, and today is the day that I'm responding to that video. I'm actually already 31. It was my birthday last week, so we're not far off being 30. I'm going to be watching it on my phone as well, but I'll pop it on screen so you can see.
Hi Rocky, 30? Wow, 30.
Yeah, 30. I made it. I think at this time I felt like 30 was a huge number and a huge milestone in life. I think growing up I felt like 30 was when you were a proper grown up. Like you'd been through drama school or uni and you'd probably have a house and children and maybe you'd be married. Definitely when I was growing up, like I was a teenager, I definitely felt like that was the case, that when I got to 30 I would have all of those things. And it's just not the case. It's just not what's happened. Let's see what the first question is.
My first question is, what is your job? What are you doing? Are you still performing?
I am an apprentice dramatic combat instructor with the British Academy of Dramatic Combat. Basically, if you ever see fights on stage or screen, I'm learning how to train people in that. So I'm learning to be an instructor, a teacher for the BADC. The BADC is an academy for teaching dramatic combat. And a lot of their teachers are also fight directors, intimacy coordinators. So there's also that kind of wrapped up in there that I might end up doing fight direction, fight coordination as well. Am I still performing? Yes and no. I'm definitely focusing on the apprenticeship at the moment, and that is 2 years and then a year probationary. I'm nearly finishing the end of my first year actually, so not that long left, I guess. And I'm currently not living in London, so going to auditions, going to class, all of that kind of stuff is quite tricky and very expensive. If I was to travel up to go to class, cost me a lot of money, because I live, well, the nearest train line up to London is one of the most expensive in the country. I do spend a considerable amount of time in London, but I don't have, endless funds and time to be in class and going to auditions at the moment. I still have my agents, which are wonderful. I have a musical theatre agent who also covers screen, and they are amazing. They're really lovely. I really love them. And then I also have SPAC'd agencies as well. SPAC'd is special action. So that's, if you ever see Game of Thrones or something like that, in the background they have people fighting with swords, that's special action. So yes and no. If I was to be called in for something or I got a job, then I would absolutely go to that audition and I would go and do that job. But it's not what I'm driving for just at the moment. I'm taking a little step away so that I can concentrate on the apprenticeship.
My next question is, performing wise, have you been on tour? Have you worked on a cruise ship? Have you done anything at the Fringe? Have you been on TV, film, West End, any of those things?
The general question is, what's your CV, I guess? I'm actually just going to get up my Spotlight CV to have a little look, because I can't remember off the top of my head. Musical wise, I did a new musical called Gretel. A new musical. That was at the Other Palace, and the original cast recording is on Spotify if you want to listen to that. I also did Sweet Charity at Brighton Fringe. So I've done Fringe. I haven't done Edinburgh Fringe, but I've done Brighton Fringe. TV, I have done quite a lot of background, a lot of which you wouldn't have seen me in, as in like you can't spot me. Some of them you can see me. I did background on Baby Reindeer fairly recently. I also did background on Big Mood. What else? Heartstopper, I did a bit of doubling and green screening for. Did some hand doubling on that, which was fun. And then some green screening. They also did like a 3D sort of scan of my head, which was fun. I've also done a walk-on The Following Events Are Based on a Pack of Lies. And in terms of, I guess if you put them all together in terms of like screen, I've done commercials. So I did a commercial for BTEC. I was one of the faces of BTEC, and I also did a Google Maps advert, and that was really cool because that was sort of plastered up around London and I was wandering around, and then there was my face just on the tube and I was like, it's me. So yeah, I've done bits of screen. I haven't been in like a series where you would recognise me, but I've done little bits of TV and little bits of commercial. I've done a lot of pantos and children's shows in theatre, mainly musical style pantos, so they definitely run like a musical. They've got a lot of musical numbers. My first job out of college was Brighton Panto, and I was in the ensemble and I covered the princess. So understudying, which was fun. And then I've also done some immersive work, so things where there's walkabouts or you're interacting with audiences, and I've done some corporate event kind of stuff. So yeah, I have done some stuff, but I'm currently stepping away a little bit, and I'll get back to it when I'm ready. We're still working on that West End dream.
Do you still live in London? If not, where do you live now?
I don't live in London at the moment. I did live in London for 6 years. I graduated in 2018 and went straight to London and lived there. I lived in a share house for a bit and then lived with a partner, and then me and that partner moved out to Hitchin. We then broke up and I moved back to the southwest because I do a lot of my apprenticeship over here in Bath. So I'm sort of between Bath and London a lot of the time, but at the moment I am in the southwest.
How's mum and the family? Everyone good? Has anyone had children or got married yet? I wonder who will be the first.
Mum is good, she's happy and healthy and just frankly wonderful. I'm very, very grateful for my mum. She is just incredible. Nana is good. Everyone's good, yeah. Someone has had a baby. My younger cousin has had a baby. They had her this year. So yeah, she's super cute. And my Nana is now a great Nana. And my uncle is now a granddad, which is wild, especially because she's younger than me. I mean, I am 31 now, so it's not, that's not strange, but I don't have any kids yet, so it does feel weird when your younger cousin or younger family member has a baby before you. You're like, whoa, I thought we were only teenagers, like what's going on? And no, there hasn't been any family marriages in the last 5 years.
Are you still vegan? I hope so.
Yes, I am still vegan, so I've technically been vegan for 10 years now. I went veggie at 14 and I went vegan at 21, 22. So yeah, still vegan.
Do you still sing and act and dance and skate and go to the gym?
I still sing at home. I am not doing a huge amount industry-wise in terms of singing and acting. Acting is very much a big part of what I'm doing with the apprenticeship, so it's dramatic combat, so it's acting through fight. I'm not actually performing in anything right now, but I am acting. That is a part of my daily job, I guess. I had a big break off the gym and a lot of inconsistent time where I was doing degrees. I did a BA Hons top-up and I also did a master's degree, and so I spent a lot of time sitting at a laptop and studying and getting those qualifications, and so I hadn't been in the gym very much. But now that I have a bit more time, I am back in the gym and I'm loving it. I just love the gym. Just love it.
2 more questions. Are you happy?
That is a big old question, isn't it? Are you happy? Yeah, I think I've definitely been struggling with some of the things related to age and life stages, and just a lot of change in my life in the past few years. I also found the pandemic incredibly challenging, and that really impacted my life and my career. And I know I'm not alone in that. I know that it affected everyone. It affected all industries. But yeah, the creative industries, particularly entertainment, have been really, really impacted by that. And my career also has been heavily impacted by that. Past few years have been a lot of working towards the future. So I did those degrees, I did my undergrad top-up and I did my master's. And with those things, I can then go off on other routes and do other things. I'm also doing this apprenticeship. So I've really been working towards things that are going to give me the kind of future that I really hope for. And hopefully that will all, come to fruition and it will all have been worth it. I'm definitely still on that journey of working towards things. And I'm super grateful that I'm able to do that. Not everyone's able to study in later life. Later life, I'm only 30. I think overall I've been in a bit of a tricky kind of life stage for the past, since the pandemic really. And I'm now at a point where I'm getting closer to the end of all the training and all of the learning, and hopefully I can start working more in the industries and in the jobs that I'm wanting to work in. Other than that, I'm healthy, I've got my family, I've got people that care about me, and so I'm happy, I'm grateful, but there is more that I'm trying to work on. And they say enjoy the journey, and I think I'm quite an ambitious person and I can get stuck in that feeling of like, oh, I'm not there yet, I just want to cut to the bit when I've made it, I want to cut to the bit when I've earned the money and I've got the job and I've got the family and I've got the house and all of those things. But these things take time, and we've got to enjoy each stage, because there will come a time, hopefully, when I do have those things and I'll look back at this period of time and be like, wow, wasn't it so great that I got to do all of that learning and do all of that studying and have all of that freedom to do what I wanted. So I'm trying to enjoy that as much as possible, and as I say, trying not to be too hard on myself that I haven't achieved the things I hoped for at 30, because frankly, achieving a lot of those things by 30 is just a very lofty goal, very kind of out of touch idea. You know, some people do it, of course they do. But yeah, it's not the reality for a lot of us, especially in this economic climate, and especially as a freelancer or a creative or someone who's self-employed. So yeah, overall, I'm happy and I'm enjoying the journey and looking forward to the future.
And my final question, what is next?
I'm not psychic, so I don't know, but I can tell you what I'm working on. I am doing this apprenticeship with the BADC. I'm nearing the end of my first year, so I've got another year, and then it will be a year of probationary. So once I'm probationary, I still do hours with my mentor, and I still write logbooks, and I have some written work still, but a lot of that is about running courses, so I will be able to do the thing that I want to be doing, which is running courses and teaching. I should be moving back to London soon, that's in the works, and hopefully that will happen soon. I also hope to do a PG dip in counselling and psychotherapy, so for those of you that don't know, which is probably all of you because I don't think I've ever mentioned it on here, but my master's was in psychology of mental health and well-being, and so that's because I would like to have another string to my career. I guess you could call it like a career portfolio, like different jobs that I like to do. I like to do lots of different things, and I'm interested in lots of different things. And one thing I've learned from being a creative is that it is necessary to have jobs outside of the creative industries, because the creative industries, being a freelancer in those spaces, is just all over the shop. So if you can have something that is more stable, that also fulfills you and you find enjoyable, is super valuable. So I've been training in psychology, and if I can do the PG dip, that would qualify me to do counselling, and then I could do that part-time or, you know, around my creative stuff. I'm also focused on getting my health and fitness back. I've definitely taken a hit there in terms of fitness compared to how I used to be around the time that I filmed this video. Was sort of just before the pandemic, and I was very active, whereas that sort of took a backseat during the pandemic, and also took a backseat while I was doing my degrees. So I'm definitely more active now, especially doing all of the combat stuff. I'm doing a lot of fighting on my feet, but I'm also back in the gym because I want to get my fitness back, because it is really important to me to feel healthy, to feel active, to feel strong. And so that's definitely another focus of mine. Other than that, I'm trying to enjoy life more. I think a lot of the time I have been very work focused, very tunnel vision, and I'm working on opening that up and trying to enjoy the other aspects of life more, you know, doing hobbies like YouTube and doing social things more, because life is about more than career and I want my life to be filled with lots of different things and not just working on the career. I think in general with this video I felt a lot of negativity around it because, as I've said, I felt like I hadn't achieved the things that I'd hoped for. I couldn't say yes to a lot of the questions that I asked, and I think I felt quite ashamed of that, and I felt like a failure. But actually I'm not. Like, I've achieved a lot. The fact that I've achieved a degree, I've also achieved a master's that I've scored highly on and I worked really hard at, and I also did a lot of combat training with the BADC and then became an advanced combatant, and now I'm doing the apprenticeship to teach for the BADC or with the BADC, and that's also another huge achievement. You know, there are things that you have to have achieved to be able to do that, and so I'm very grateful and proud of myself that I was able to do that. Ultimately, I've kept moving forwards and I've kept working on things, and as much as I haven't achieved those things just yet, I'm a lot further along the path than I was 5 years ago. And I think it's okay for things to change as well. You know, your priorities change, your interests change, your ideas of what you want in life and what you want to do in your job, in your career, in the world, they do change, and that's okay. And yeah, if you're in a similar place in life, it's okay. Like, we're all doing things at our own pace and we'll all get there. Ultimately, as long as we're making choices that reflect what we want to be doing and help us towards a future that is going to make us happy, then I think that's great. Before I finish this video, I thought I would ask some questions to my 35-year-old self. So here we go. Hi Rocky, 35. 35 feels like, again, a really big number for me right now, because 35 is the year is the age that they say that fertility starts dropping, and having a family is something that I would really, really love to do. I've always wanted to be a parent, and I've done a lot of childcare work as my, my day job alongside my creative work. And I just really feel like a mum, if that makes sense. I don't have children. I have children that I've looked after for very long periods of time in my nannying and childcare work, and I just care about them so deeply. And I guess what I'm saying is I don't feel like a mum in that way. I don't feel like I'm their mum. I'm not their mum. I feel like I have a huge mothering instinct, and I also feel like through my whole life I've just known that I want to be a mum, or that I will be a mum one day. And I hope that happens. I really hope it does, but it might not, So my first question is, do you have children or a child? Do you still want one? Do you still want children? And if not, why? If not, are there any plans? Yeah, I'm just interested in where I am in terms of having children, not having children, any kind of journey related to that. How is the career looking? I'm imagining by the time I'm 35, I will have been 1-2 years out of the apprenticeship. So hopefully I'll be teaching. Did you do the PG dip in counselling and psychotherapy? Have you done any kind of course like that for counselling to become a counsellor? If so, what did you do? And if you are doing those jobs, what's it like? Do you like it? Performing wise, what are we up to? Has there been any tours, any combat fighting, whether that's screen or stage? Has there been any musical, like work in musicals, work on ships, any TV stuff? What are you up to performing wise? How's the family? How's everyone doing? How's Coco? Is she still around? I hope she is. I really hope she is. I think she'll maybe be like 13 or 14 by then. I hope that she makes it to that age. Yeah, is she still around? I hope she is. Do you have a partner? Are you engaged, married, not engaged, married? Are you single? What are you up to? Where are you living? Are you in London? Are you outside of London? Are you living with family or a partner or friends or on your own? Who are you living with? What have been the biggest challenges between now and you answering this video? I'd also like to know what some of the highlights of this period of time have been. And similarly to what I asked when I was 25, what's next? What are you working on? What do you think is going to happen next? What's next? Okay, that's all. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm aware it's very personal and very related to me, so might be of very minimal interest to you. So if you've lasted this long, thank you for watching. I just really like to do these videos because I think it's really interesting to look back on previous versions of yourself and also have a sort of check in and a think about where you are in life and what you're up to. And yeah, I just think it's interesting. So thank you very much for watching this video, and well, I'll see you in 5 years. I mean, I'll see you in the next video, but this video I will come back to in 5 years. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.